with you and you would like a personal reading with me, you can reach me at the links in the description box below. There are several ways to reach me, several ways to donate. A donation is required in order to receive a personal reading. However, the amount is entirely up to you. Unless it is an emergency read, that is $150. That is a payment, not a donation. Okay, turnaround time for readings is usually 4 business days. On the donation-based readings, on the emergency readings, it's 24 hours, but usually same day. And that is from the time that the payment clears or the donation clears, not the time that it is made. Okay, so it's important that you understand that part. Okay, already, Gemini, so many messages coming through for you. Oh, my eyes are watering and my voice is loud. So Gemini, what I'm seeing is you needing to sort of speak something, say something, take up from yourself, remove yourself from a situation. Gemini, I'm seeing you almost needing change and not really necessarily knowing if that change is because you actually need change or because you're bored, right? If you just want change for change, or if you actually need to change some things and not knowing how to go about that possibly. Also not knowing how to speak up, not knowing what to say, not knowing what will offend or even what's real, Gemini. I am seeing that you need time. You need time to enjoy things, to get back in touch with yourself, with people, with life, with the joy of life. Gemini, some of you may be, oh, wow. Okay, some of you may be going around in circles, talking yourself in circles. You know what I'm seeing? I'm seeing, you know that it's like a big round, it's not a hula hoop. It's like a huge round ring. Excuse me, Cirque du Soleil. It's this huge round ring and they hold onto it at the top and their feet on it at the bottom. And they sort of like do all this crazy cool stuff with the ring. But they basically continue to go in circles and do these flips and do all of this stuff while they're in this big metal ring. I don't know what it's called, but hopefully you know what I'm talking about. And that's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm seeing, Gemini, for you. It's very beautiful from the outside, but it's like it's a trick. It's like you're not really going anywhere. You're moving, but you're not really getting anything done is what I'm getting with that. And some of you may be gathering resources this week. You either are getting back from vacation and needing to regroup and what am I trying to say? Replenish your finances or job or time or whatever to get back on track, you know, after you get off of vacation, or vice versa. You're trying to stack and do all of that in order to go on vacation. Gemini, from the 22nd to the 29th, a general read, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Enjoy the sanctuary of solitude to regain self-esteem and tranquility. Like I said, you're needing time. You're needing to revamp self. And some of you even with others, you know. Some of you maybe even need to do this with others. Creating a space for you and another to connect again. They're showing me a cord between two people that has become almost non-existent. It's like literally hanging on by a thread. It's been unraveling for quite some time, this cord. Some of you will be doing something to try to prove to yourself, is this real? I'm hearing, is this real? Is this connection really here? Is this, you know, still a thing? There's a lot of Gemini for you. It's like a lot of sort of illusions being broke through this week. The Elephant. You gain the love and wisdom that is passed from one generation to the next. Okay, some of you are dealing with children and families. Some of you are dealing with younger partners, which may have you feeling like you're taking care of a child. Gemini, some of you are having to accept, wow. Okay, so Gemini is all air, really. Such like a free, young, youthful, sort of adolescent spirit at any stage of the game, right? And I'm seeing this person that's looking back, and it's like, okay, I mean, maybe it is time for me to take some responsibility. Maybe it is time for me to not do that anymore, or not do this anymore, or not react or act in this way. You know, maybe I'm too old for that. Gemini, I'm seeing you look around, and it's like, it's not that I'm old. Like, I'm not seeing me as old, but it's like, I'm too old for that shit, Gemini. Excuse me. That's kind of what I'm seeing. It's not that you're old, but it's like you're having to look and like, I'm responsible for this. I'm responsible for acting or reacting in this way. It's time to wise up and not make the same mistakes. This week, Gemini, something is happening that, like I said, it's breaking you out of a lot of an illusion or illusory space here. Okay, Wolf, listen to your inner wisdom and enjoy the gift of freedom. That's kind of what I'm saying. And you have the Elephant and the Wolf here, both cards about wisdom. Okay, freedom and being old and young, and how learning how to sort of come to terms and balance with both of these, like this young, youthful, free spirit with the wisdom and experience that comes with age. You don't have to be locked down, tied down, or any less free in order to make these sort of more responsible, less, is it consequential? Maybe the word decisions, Gemini. And I see you coming to this state. Okay. You got the Bear at the bottom of the deck. Nurture creativity and return to the sweetness of life. I mentioned in the very beginning of the reading, Gemini, about needing to get back out there and or get away from there and find a connection, either self with self or with another person, to nurture yourself, to get away, to enjoy again, to enjoy life. Some of you may be just working really, really hard, or whatever it is that's happened to you, Gemini. It's like you're learning again. This is a point in your life, Gemini, I'm feeling like right now this week. It's like something's got to give. Something's got to change. I'm feeling like okay, I need something. Maybe I don't know exactly what I need or who I need or how that is even going to happen, but I need something. I need change. It's like this point of reality. Soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate, Gemini. Yes, this is your soulmate. Now, for some of you, again, like I stated about that cord, like it's hanging on by a thread. So some of you are realizing just because this is your soulmate doesn't mean they're supposed to be there forever, okay? Just because it's hanging on by a thread doesn't mean it can't be strengthened or built upon. Some of you may have recently realized, oh shit, like I really want this person. Some of you may have been taking someone or something or a situation for granted, And now you're seeing like, I want this person. I need to rebuild this. Like, what was I thinking? What was I doing? And for others of you, it may be vice versa. It may be, you know, I have been doing so much to hold on to this connection because I know it's a real connection, but I'm not growing from it. I'm not getting anything from it. And it's time to let it go. Okay, wedding. The situation involves marriage. Gemini, the situation involves marriage. Some of you are married to your soulmate, but not your life partner. Okay, some of you have lost a marriage, either from divorce or death. Some of you are contemplating marriage to a soulmate. You're engaged or at that point where someone wants something bigger, something more. And this is part of going out into solitude, into nature, into life, and rediscovering exactly what it is you want. And some of you discovering, period, because in this life we grow, we change. So what we wanted yesterday may not necessarily be what we want today, and definitely what we wanted 10 or 20 years ago is not what we want today. And so if we're still after that thing, I mean, are we really doing anything for ourselves? Some of you have a connection to someone who is married to someone else. Trust. The situation is calling for you to have faith, Gemini. And as always, the energy is interchangeable. So this may be, I may be talking to you, Gemini. I may be talking to Crosswatcher. I may be talking about someone that you're dealing with. Okay, bottom of the deck, Gemini, let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. I'm getting the sense that some of you are like running things past someone. And Gemini, this probably isn't, I get the feeling like whoever is needing to sort of bounce some shit off of someone, this isn't necessarily your nature. Whoever this is like they're normally pretty closed off, and they kind of don't really, I don't want to say like put their business out there. Yeah, that too. But it's like they don't really like to make their problems anyone else's problems. They're sort of very go with the flow. But now it's like, I don't know why, I feel like I'm needing to say something or speak something to someone. Like I need to sort of bounce this idea or this thought or whatever, like off of something or someone. I'm getting like just really needing help and support, but not necessarily being comfortable to do that because it's not your way, it's not your nature. It's not, yeah. It's like, you know, you need it, but then there's that pride. Okay, I am looking at true love and needing to admit true love. I'm also getting the three of wands was looking right up at me. I'm getting true love. Like, yes, this is true love, but you need to truly love yourself and you need to love whoever you're dealing with. And sometimes that does mean letting go. Now, but whatever this is, Gemini, I'm seeing you as like kind of floating, right? And the way that I'm feeling with this symbolism is not knowing exactly which way to go or what steps to take or what decisions to make. Really undecided and sort of just out there floating. And the situation is calling for true love and trust. True love for yourself, for others, trust in the universe, trust in people, trust in your own intuition, trust in your own decisions. Gemini. And again, it's that balance. Gemini is one of the more free-spirited, well, all air, you know, but one of the more free-spirited. And, but you can't just be out there floating all the time. And it's like, I'm seeing you sort of realizing this. It's like, okay, I need some structure. I need something solid sometimes. I can't just be out here floating all the time, you know, and that's kind of where you're at. Making a decision. Like, where do I not necessarily tie myself to, but I'm hearing land, check in. We all float down here. Okay, the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands. Gemini, you may be in a position where a lot of people are looking at you or looking to you. A lot of people may admire you. You may be in a position of power at work. You may be a lead or a manager or CEO. You know, you may be something very big. You may be a lawyer. I don't know why I'm getting lawyer for some of you. And you may just be in the public eye. You may have a platform, you know, that you influence a lot of people. And it's like you're needing to sort of step back and understand, like, where exactly does that leave you as a person, and how, like, I'm getting this like integration feeling, this like sort of really merging everything for you, Gemini. Gemini, it's like you've been living all of these, and this is something that Gemini is really good at, the many masks. Gemini is really good at putting on a different mask in every situation. It's one of the best qualities that they have. It can also be detrimental. And I'm seeing you in all of these ways, right? In all of these places, in all of these positions. And it's like, now how do I kind of merge that? And what is that going to look like? What should it look like? What is it supposed to look like? And can that even be merged? Is that even something for me anymore? King of Swords in the reverse position. Okay. Again, you've got that authority position. It's like sort of talking to yourself. It's like, I'm not getting like really a lot of mind games or anything like that right here. What I am getting though is how, like, is this even me? Like, I feel like I'm having to put up a face the majority of the time for people, for whatever it may be, you know, and sometimes we have to do this for our job. You know, I talk about that all the time, like having to take on a different speech or a different, excuse me, a different tone, a different dialect when you're speaking to your friends versus an office job or your business, right? You're not gonna talk all relaxed and use the slang and terminology and things that you use with friends that you are on the phone when you are in collections or trying to get a loan on a house or something like that, right? So what I'm seeing here is the majority of the time sort of having to be a certain way, and it's like, I don't know that that's working for me anymore. I'm seeing you in this space of like needing to break out or redefine or maybe define, period, something. It's almost like you've been doing something for so long that you're looking around and you're wondering, who is the real me? It's like these mini masks have you a little bit fucked up. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a little bit confused. Which one is the real one, or are they all masks? Okay, the World in the reverse position. I'm getting a few things, like your growth is delayed because you're floating and you're not sure how to integrate and merge these masks, or which masks should be just thrown away completely. I'm seeing some of the masks are broken. It's like you're not even able to sort of hold up to some of these things anymore. So you're stagnant in this energy and something's got to change, but also some of you need to just stop for a minute. The situation needs to be delayed. It needs to be looked at. There's something here that's maybe missed, Gemini, in order for you to move forward. And maybe universe is like, okay, I'll stop, look at the entire situation, okay, for what it actually is, and then let's move forward. But I'm seeing here, like, you may be having, you know, your twins maybe arguing a little bit this week. Just a little bit. Eight of Swords. You're really up in your head. You're really up in your head. But Gemini, I think you have been for quite some time. And now it's just like something has got to happen here. You may be clashing. Those of you in a relationship, like just not, it's like I'm seeing someone here who's not even really comfortable expressing their true feelings and their true beliefs. It's like that's just going to cause an argument. I'm seeing like clashing of belief systems, possibly spirituality, religion, could be politics. I'm seeing a lot of like business attire. So it could be in a relationship, sort of clashing with someone over political standpoints or something like that. But it's this like I'm seeing someone not really comfortable in speaking the way that they truly feel or believe with looks to be like a romantic partner, just not wanting to cause issues. But I mean, I have to ask you, are you really being yourself? This transformation isn't taking place because you're stuck in your own shit. And I know you think you're keeping the peace, Gemini, for whoever this is I'm currently connecting with at this moment. I know you think you're keeping the peace, but really you're hindering your own growth as well as the other person's. For those of you with that cord that's hanging on by a thread, and it is a true soul connection, and it is something that you want to work on, okay? I do see it being resurrected, but there are certain belief systems and things that are going to have to be let go of, even things that have been said. And I got to tell you, what I'm seeing in this fight, whatever this argument was, it's going to be very hard to let those things go, because whatever was said or whatever was done, it caused a great deal of respect to be lost. Now, respect is something, in my personal opinion, that can't really be gained back. It is the point of no return. So it's different than losing faith in someone and losing hope. Those things can absolutely be restored. Respect often cannot. Once you lose respect for someone or disrespect someone, or someone disrespects you, it's oftentimes the point of no return. Knight of Pentacles. Again, another card about stopping fully and like really looking at the situation. And how much, I'm hearing, how much time have I spent here? And how much more time am I going to spend here? But also, like I said in the beginning, some of you are just either getting back from a vacation or working hard to get shit together to go on a vacation. Either way, I do see many of you working hard. And then it's falling over that King of Swords in the reverse position. Like I said, many of you are in a public position or somehow in the eye of people responsible for them. And I'm seeing you not knowing if this is for you anymore. I'm seeing you really zoned out and kind of glazed over, Gemini, this week. With the Four of Swords. It's like you're going into states of meditation, Gemini, whether it's intentional or not. Like you're sitting there, you're just kind of zoning out. Just kind of on a whole other channel. Stoner, it could be. Yeah, it absolutely could be. You know, I mean, I know you may be being funny, but no, it absolutely could be someone getting high, like stoned. And in that being said, if that is the case, I'm seeing it as a way of self-medicating and not really anything spiritual or sacred. I'm seeing it in a way that you're getting stoned to make your mind shut off, because you know something needs to give, but you also know that you're going to have to either really figure out how to merge these masks or throw them away or cut these cords or get rid of these people or go to a different job or whatever. And it's like, that's just too fucking much for me. Like that whole even thought of let me just hit the blunt, because I just cannot deal with all of that right now. And again, you've got that stagnant energy. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse position. Again, this Gemini, this energy is very, very stagnant. Now, I don't feel like it's necessarily detrimental. It's not detrimental, but it's not necessarily detrimental. I do feel like Spirit is telling you to just stop for a moment. Just stop for a moment. You're gonna have to face some things. So either you need to stop and get yourself together and regenerate, rejuvenate. You're stoned. Right on. You need to stop and look at the situation. You need to stop and smell the roses, some of you. You need to stop and decide what you want. For some of you, you're going to have to go in order to stop. In order to see. But I'm seeing you in a place that's been stagnant for quite some time. You've got soulmate, wedding, trust, and let your friends help you. And then you have all of these cards that indicate resistance, hesitance, slow moving or no moving or backwards moving, self-imprisonment. This is why you know something's got to give, something's got to change. Six of Cups in the reverse position. Whatever has been happening, like, you know it's not working out for you, Gemini. Something's got to give. Something has to give. I think you just don't really know exactly where to go from this. Yeah, Five of Wands in the reverse position. You don't, it's not that you don't want to confront it, Gemini, this week. I feel like you just don't even know how to confront it. And from which angle. And again, you have that person who can't even say what they want to say or do what they want to do, believe the way that they want to believe. It's not that they can't, it's that they don't want to ruffle any feathers or cause any problems. They don't want to start any fires. They don't, like, they're really just not trying to start any arguments or be confrontational, because this is something that has always gone south in the past. Speaking up, speaking your mind, speaking out to this partner with the Five of Cups. Many of you are experiencing loss. And here's the thing, by making no move, by making no decision, by just sitting there in this stagnant energy, holding on to this connection, especially whether it's meant to be or not, something like either you need to let the connection go, or I'm feeling like you need to work on strengthening the connection. Either way, currently you're experiencing a great deal of loss, but what you're not doing is taking responsibility for confronting the situation head on. Some of you feel really, really lost. The Hierophant in the reverse position. It's like, whatever this, okay, the Hierophant is marriage, the Hierophant is tradition, the Hierophant is wisdom, the Hierophant is a long relationship, a serious relationship. In the reverse position, some of you may be going through a divorce, or, you know, letting go of someone that you were in a long-term relationship with. The Hierophant in the reverse is also going against the grain, doing something that isn't so traditional. Whatever you are going through, Gemini, this week, I feel like you have been feeling like you don't have a lot of support, like you don't have a huge support system around you. And I'm seeing that this week, I feel like you're kind of letting down your guard a little bit, and either saying what you feel needs to be said, or going to talk to a friend, or whatever this is. It's like, you know, maybe it's a family member. I think you have more support around you than you give yourself credit for. I think there's just like some sort of a blockage that's not really allowing you to lean on someone. I think that's a bit uncomfortable for you. I feel like you're not really used to leaning on someone, and it's like you don't want to ever feel like a burden is kind of what I'm getting, Gemini. But I think you're gonna have to let go of that. You're gonna have to let go of, you're not a burden. And this is why we have people. We all need someone. This is what moves you forward, the Chariot. Finally get a card going forward, Gemini, in this coming week, I feel like you see, and that's what I'm saying. I feel like this energy has been going on. It's been going on for far too long. And now it's like, I gotta make a move. Whatever that means, whatever that may look like. It's time for me to go. Either snap back to reality and go back to work, step away from the concrete jungle and go get my shit together, you know, in nature or vacation or whatever. Or let this situation die, let this relationship die. Some of you are involved with a married person or a person that's heavily attached to someone else, and you will have to let that go. But here's the thing, for many of you, because it is a real connection, that person will get their shit together, and later on down the line, they'll come to you, they'll meet you. Justice. Gemini, this situation, again, it's calling for a lot of balance. It's calling for a lot of truth. Gemini, you could be dealing with another air sign, but I'm not getting that. Yeah, for some of you, whatever. But what I am seeing is it's time to be honest with yourself, Gemini. And this week is presenting you with situations and people where you should be a lot more comfortable in doing that. All right. So that is what I have for you, Gemini. I love you so much. I wish you all the best. And as I split the deck, you got the Four of Pentacles in the reverse position, letting go of control issues, trusting that the universe has your back, trusting that the people that you've surrounded yourself with is all for a reason, whether it's to make you see something bad or something good, whatever it is. There are no accidents. There are no coincidences. I love you so much, Gemini, and I will see you next time.